Good day, everyone. In our today's lecture, we will be talking about cameras and skyboxes. Cameras are basically the eyes through which we see our game environment. So think about cameras in our previous lectures also. We used to place our cameras such that we can see the entire game or we are able to see what effects we are putting in. So cameras actually play a very important role, especially when you are looking at your VR experience or how you are actually seeing the entire game or so. So it's important to understand how these cameras work. So let's look at some of the important concepts that we have in cameras. Cameras can see at objects which are between these four imaginary lines. So the four imaginary lines over here that you see, cameras can see between these objects only. These four lines are called as the field of view of the camera. The near plane and the far plane bounds the view of the camera. Objects that are before the near plane and after the far plane are not rendered at all. Cameras generally use perspective projection, that is with the depth for showing the game objects. So as you can see the example of stairs, you'll be able to see the depth of the stairs also, and this is what the Unity mainly does. It uses the perspective mode of projection. However, Unity also supports the orthographic mode of projection also, where the depth of the object is not seen. So the object gets a more 2D kind of feel as compared to that of a 3D. Unity also allows, along with the main camera, more than one camera also in a scene. But a scene must have a minimum of one camera. So let's look at these cameras in much more detail through our Unity project. What I have done is I have created a new project and I have created a new scene called as camera. Now, as I said, by default, you have the main camera and the directional light over here. So the main camera is the main camera that is looking globally. It's looking at the entire world. You can position it and see where the eyes need to be in also. So let's look at the feature that we can see in our inspector menu. So first part of it is clear flags. Now what you can see over here, clear flags. So what is clear flags exactly? So clear flags determines what happens to the empty spaces in the scene. So think about right now you're sitting or standing on a ground. The world above you, your sky and all are empty spaces. So what do you want to do with those empty spaces? So there are various options such as skybox, solid color, depth color, and so on. So mainly what we do is we use the skybox option. Now, what is a skybox? Skybox is like a very big cube that holds our entire game scene inside of it. So think about this. We are right now sitting inside the earth. The earth is a skybox for us because we can see the sky turning blue because of the effect of the sun and the moon, changes of color occurring. So basically think about skybox as the representation of the outer earth within which we are as a part of the scene. We can create environments such as day and night or even space using skyboxes. Now, to demonstrate how the skybox works, let's create a skybox material. So we go to our assets menu in the project. We go to assets folder in the project menu. We create a folder called as materials, and we create a new material. Let's name it as sky. Now, to use the material as a part of the skybox, what we do is we go to shaders and we go to the skybox shader. And there what we have is various options. So we have a six-sided cube map option. We have panoramic options. So think about a panoramic picture. You can use that panoramic picture as the skybox also. And we have a procedural kind of uh, option also. So what a procedural option does, let's see that. So I'm clicking right now on a procedural option. So what it does, helps us control the size of the sun, the convergence of the sun, the thickness of the sun. So I can, as you can see the preview window over here, I'll increase the size. Here it is now. Increase the size, and again increase the atmospheric thickness. So depending on the kind of day or night you want to do, you can use the atmospheric thickness to actually give you that effect. Exposure. So I'm just going to keep this for now this way. And I'm going to apply this material as a skybox to my main camera. What I'll do is I'll go to my main camera, and what I'll do is I'll add a component called skybox. So when you add a component called skybox, it gives you an option to add a material. So the sky material that we selected, we'll add it over here. So what you can see is you won't be able to see the effect in the scene, but if you go to the game, now you can see the effect in the game. So the skybox effect is usually seen when you're seeing actually in the game menu rather than in the scene menu. That's very important to understand. We'll next look at the projection, where you can see with, as I explained earlier, you can have either the perspective view or the orthographic view. You can have the field of axis as horizontal or vertical. Here it helps you control the field of axis, a field of view of the camera. So as I discussed about the field of view in a couple of sentences ahead, so it helps you control the field of view of the camera. It helps you control the clipping planes. So how near you want the clipping planes or how far you want the. Here there are various options such as HDR. Now HDR option is similar to that HDR option that you have in the camera. It is used to enhance the effect of the scene that you can see. This is something related to what you can see in a camera also, where you get better image qualities and all, but at the risk of or at the cost of having a higher amount of memory required for HDR settings. Similarly, you have the anti-aliasing option, you have the dynamic resolution, and you have various options in this. So in the main camera, mainly what I feel is when you're making your VR experiences, you will be using the skybox for sure, because then you can simulate the different times of the day or different places, or different, even think about you're on a space or you're in Mars or you're on any other planet. So you can simulate that side of it using skyboxes. So skybox is a really helpful part in what we are doing right now in our cameras. So I'll definitely look forward to see various skyboxes that you are going to make and all. So let's look at it in our experiences that we are developing in our upcoming lectures. Thank you very much.